Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is hackerFiscalia from Canada, Vancouver, British Columbia. As you guys know, this information I extract from Google Earth, and you guys can see this picture from 2009. That's amazing how technology can help us to collect information that probably in Colombia we thought are lost. But thanks to Google Earth and thanks to another company that I'll tell you at the end of the video, I was able to recover key information like evidence against the world's largest cocaine corrupt system that is between the cartel, the Sinaloa Cartel, and the Colombian government, exactly with Alvaro Uribe Velez. So, as I mentioned in my last video, this picture from Google Earth shows the company Air Cargo Lines, as you can see in the orange areas. This area here in the middle is DHL. This is another cargo company from Colombia. Very interesting to inquire why this company is in the middle, like a sandwich. Yeah, so it's interesting to inquire that part. So the important thing about this picture here is we see some airplanes on the left. Those airplanes belong to Aerosucre, and also here on the bottom this red airplane, DC-8, Douglas DC-8. That's the airplane that Alvaro Uribe Velez and members of the airport authority called Aerocivil, they import from Mexico. So this airplane is huge. It has 4 turbines. It's huge. It can load lots of weight. And the thing, like, because it's so huge, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And on top of that, they managed to build this cold warehouse room where they store the cocaine in order to help to preserve that organic element. So this is the airplane where they transport cocaine only on Saturdays. So when we have this evidence, another person sent me a video, another follower sent me a video of a passenger that was here in this bus. The bus was traveling left to right, something like this, and he was recording all this area. So I showed this in the last video, but I'm just trying to go back a bit and show a little bit of background about what is this investigation about, and then we move forward with the new pictures that we have that I found in the old website. That's amazing, guys. So I will show here this is the video that we found on internet. So I did a little bit of stabilization because it was very shaky. So here we can see the Aerosucre airplanes, the one that we saw in the previous slide, in the previous picture. On the left we saw some airplanes, so this is those airplanes, and then there is a structure in a U shape. So this is the one here, the U-shaped structure, and here you go. This is the cold warehouse room where Alvaro Uribe Velez stored 10 tons of cocaine to be sent to the Sinaloa Cartel, specifically to El Chapo Guzman and also to Ismael El Mayo Zambada. So they sent that cocaine, and for that reason the Cartel de Sinaloa sent him $1 million that my informant took that bag with $1 million in cash, and he traveled from Bogota to Medellin to the Rio Negro airport and give it to 2 police officers that finally will bring that money to Alvaro Uribe in Medellin, because it's his town. It's his town. Obviously, he's not gonna bring that to the presidential house, right? Yeah, so that's the way how the money was sent, but the informant is the one that physically took that money and sent to him. And also to go back here, to the director, to the chief police officer in charge of anti-narcotics. He was also corrupt. the organization, the Cartel Sinaloa, obviously, and this company, Air Cargo Lines, pay him $300,000 for the favors. Yeah, so as we saw here in this video, very quick, here we go back. When we are in this section of the video, we can see the logos here in the small cards and in the front of the warehouse that correspond to this logo. And this page was sent to me by the informant. And also, we managed to find the old pictures of the company. So this is the nice picture of the warehouse. We found, I'll tell you later at the end how we find it, but we found it. This is the cold room that the Colombian government managed to build, because if we see this picture here, it was not possible, it was impossible to build this warehouse here. This space is supposed to be empty, and they broke the rules of the airport because they really need this cold warehouse in order to store the cocaine, that it will be bad. It will be composed after if you don't storage, because it's organic and the heat will make really bad. So this is the way how finally this warehouse was built. Let's have a look at the warehouse inside this white cold warehouse room. So it's like this. That's inside. All those pictures are in the website. They managed to take nice pictures that after so many years after, in 2020, from 2009, we will use as evidence, as a legal evidence against Alvaro Uribe Velez. That is today a senator. He was a former president of Colombia and obviously has really tight connections with narcotraffic since 1983, but he's untouchable guy. Nobody can do anything against him. Yeah, so those are evidence that hopefully the U.S. Justice, the Department of State, or the DEA or the FBI try to do something with this information. Here are the another picture, how it looks inside, with the reference of two people, so you guys know how big it is. Yeah, here is the warehouse outside at night, as you can see. And these other pictures from the inside, not from the cold room, of course, but from the beside the cold room, when they store more stuff that doesn't need to be cold. Here is the airplane, the actual picture of the real airplane, where they transport the 10 tons of cocaine. They transport those 10 tons of cocaine in 5 ships, in 5 shippings, in 5 shipping orders, let's call. So here is the logo of the Air Cargo Lines. I mentioned about all those ships and how much they transport and how much from those 5 ships correspond to El Chapo Guzman, and how many kilograms for Ismael El Mayo Zambada. Here is the airplane from the other side. It's a big airplane, it's a DC-8. So we have a look here from the previous picture. This is a Boeing 707, 727 Boeing. Those airplanes from Aerosucre. This small one here is a Dash 50 or 40. This is the type of airplane. And the big one, when they load this cocaine, is a DC-8. Those are the technical reference about those airplanes. Yeah, so in this airplane here is the one that I show you guys here. It's exactly the same. And you can see it's huge. It's huge. So they use 3 parking lots. All 3 parking lots that you guys can see here. This is one parking lot here in this line. This is another one, and here is another one. So they use all 3 in order to park that airplane. Yeah. So let's go back to the picture. Here is the picture taken from the front of the warehouse, the cold room. And another one is here. Yeah, so notice how the way they park. Here is the road, as you guys can see. So sometimes this wing go on top of the road, as I mentioned here. So all the buses that are go here, obviously they have to go around the cone. It's impossible to pass through because it's not possible to go underneath of the wing. So they have to go all the way around this yellow cone and come back. That's why at the beginning probably they have a delay in this picture, in this video. They are waiting a little bit. Probably this airplane was there at the moment. That's why the delay. Yeah, so after that we have, well, we saw this already. We have this airplane in the other side. It's Aeropostal Cargo Mexico. This one is another part of the airplane in the front side. And this is another airplane that they are using to do regular cargo. So they use a small airplane, of course, but they don't need to use a big one. This company was not mentioned by the informant that was shipping cocaine, was only the Aeropostal. Aeropostal was the only airplane because this airplane doesn't have TICAs. TICAs that are two radars that are in the upper side of the airplane and also in the bottom side of the airplane in order to avoid collisions with other aircrafts or other airplanes. Yeah, so I was wondering why the narco guys doesn't like to use those TICAs, those radares above and also on the bottom. So it's a way to escape from the other type of radars and go easily hidden in the space. I'm not sure. I'm no expert in that, but that's a big question for the experts in airplanes and aeronautics. Yeah, so this is the airplane. So we are here in the polar type of aircraft. They are just reference pictures that I found on the website. Again, that doesn't have a relationship with narco or transportation of cocaine. But those are the relationships that this company has with that airplane. 737, get it one. Here is more. This is the logo of the air cargo lines here. And these are all pictures that you guys know already. I shared in my previous video. Here the roof is a white roof that corresponds to air cargo lines. And also here, this is the Aeropostal. They are loading, obviously there. You see the way that they park the airplane. Sometimes this wing go crossing this area, this road, and again they have to go upside the road in order to cross this area. And the airplane is very close to the green area. As I mentioned before, if the airplane go close to the green area, there is a risk that the airplane sink in that specific area. That's why they like to go away from that green spot. Yeah, so this is the first picture that I show, one of the pictures on the front side that I extract from this website. So it's aircargoline.com, and I got the information through the web archive.org. Thanks to this website, it's amazing. It's a really good initiative. We, the detectives, are able to find evidence, regardless the time that has already passed. That happened in 2000. This picture is July 13, 2008. And here is another section of the website where I just crop the pictures and I post it for you at the beginning of the video. And here is more. Yeah. So the company that I'm talking about is called webarchive.org. They have a donation page, but it's interesting, this section, I just copy paste this part, that say that we preserve 384 billion web pages on the Wayback Machine. They say we have saved 60 petabytes. I am pronounced petabytes, petabytes. You guys can read this one. I'm not gonna do that, of data. That takes a lot of servers, bandwidth, and power. The cost of storing information in our data on data centers is a fraction of the cost of Amazon Cloud. The staff, most of the websites employ huge staffs. We employ 150 people around the world. I like this part. They employ engineers, archivists, librarians, and book scanners. Most of our staff could be making much more at a company driven by profit, but they choose to work for a non-profit powered by a huge mission. Well, I am almost in the same page, because I'm doing this investigation, but I don't have the billions of budget that the Attorney General's office has today to be involved in a macro investigation. So I did it. I have been doing it for 17 years. And I have been collecting evidence against the corrupt government. I started with the paramilitary infiltration. I was the first detective in Colombia that showed to the world, showed to Colombia, to the people, that in Colombia there is something called paramilitary infiltration. And for that reason, I found 255 public employees in connection with 131 paramilitary members. And over the years, there is have been like another investigations based on this one, and lots of people now they are in jail, more than 100 congressmen, and way more under investigation. And we found in every single institution of the Colombian government, in the Attorney General's office, in the police, National Police, in the Army, in the intelligence agency that we know that it was called as DAS and DAS, that is similar to the CIA, and also to the Prisons Authority, it's called IMPEC, to the Supreme Court of Justice, and also to the Congress. Yeah, I found, it's according to my investigation, I did basically a cross-reference of data, and with that, I found. But the Colombian government didn't like that, so I have to get out of the country because the risk of death was really, it was like a imminent danger. So I feel forced to go out because the threats. Yeah, so that's all. That's all for today. Thanks, guys, for following my videos. The main important videos today, the main important are this one, just this one of the airplane, and this one, the picture of the outside of the warehouse, and those two from the inside. Well, see this one as well. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching my videos. Keep watching, keep sharing this information, because the Colombian media, they don't like to share this kind of information because it touches very close to the media that are also working for these drug dealer organizations. For that reason, they don't broadcast anything. They don't publish anything. So the only way for the detectives in a situation that was a former CTI detective from the Attorney General's office right now is just to use the social media to try to expose the reality, to expose the evidence through the informants as well, that they give some information and I start investigating, and that's the way. Thanks for other media and YouTubers that are replying this information, that are commenting, also that are doing investigation. I think it's very valuable to try to uncover the biggest, what I call the world's largest drug trafficking organization between Mexico and Colombia that has been always there, but has been impossible to dissolve. At least that one day they decide to legalize the cocaine. That would be great, no? So in Canada right now there is the marijuana is legalized, and yeah, you go and they have like a really nice customer service. So I'm not sure how it works with the cocaine, but while that happened, exporting cocaine is a crime. And if the Colombian president is also exporting cocaine, it's a double crime. And right now he's in freedom. So this is the time for the international justice of the Colombian justice to take action with no more delay and just send this guy to prison, Alvaro Uribe Velez, related with the cartel de Sinaloa Cartel. Okay, thank you guys again for watching, and see you in the next video.